You see his sparring session where the guy faked being knocked down?
Yes, I saw that.
Don't charge at me, Tyson.
He took a fall. He took a dive. I'm going straight through him.
All right. I heard Mike Tyson calling BS on all of that Jake Paul sparring. I'm going to talk about it on the morning after. I heard Mike Tyson said Jake Paul was fooling y'all. Those was jokes. He's saying, brothers and sisters,
you've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
That guy that Jake Paul was fighting in the ring was And listen, I'm saying Mike Tyson may just be right. I think I believe him. Look, I'm not saying that Jake Paul didn't really drop the guy. If you look at that knockdown, the guy head shook, right, and his knees went in the order that really makes sense. I'm saying who comes in on a guy with a bombing right hand, who comes in with his lead hand down, chin exposed, who comes in like that if you're not inviting a knockout? Never mind. Never mind. But listen, I can say this. I don't think Mike Tyson comes in with his hands down. That's never been the case with Mike. I don't think Mike does that.
No, you can't take that from him.
Listen. All right. Look, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Jake Paul, he's had sensational knockouts. But none of those guys were really boxers who knew how to protect themselves from boxing strikes.
Just step into the...
And those who were boxers definitely didn't protect themselves from Jake Paul bombing right hands and his big shots, and they definitely weren't able to get in on the inside.
Be careful by ducking down.
And yes, I'm saying in order for Jake Paul to be successful against Mike Tyson or anyone, he must bomb from the outside. When you look at his fight against Nate Diaz was extremely successful on the inside. Extremely successful. And this is a guy who doesn't punch with sharp punches, explosive shots, or punches that look like they are effective if they land on you. It's kind of like sloppy, slapping shots. But Iron Mike...
You have sparkling. Nice left hook. Up.
I just don't think Jake Paul can handle that smoke on the inside. I really don't. So Jake Paul has to keep Mike Tyson on the outside. And if Mike Tyson doesn't keep his guard up, I don't think Mike Tyson can absorb those big punches from Jake Paul from the outside. So what I'm saying is, I don't think Jake Paul, who has a 10-1 resume, no amateur background in boxing, can absorb big punches from Mike Tyson on the inside. And I don't think Mike Tyson, who's 58 years old, who has had a pro fight and who Lord knows how long, can absorb big punches from Jake Paul on the outside. And that's where the fight is won or lost. If that sparring session was a setup, could be. A lot of people kind of look at Jake Paul's entire career as a setup, and there's a lot of people questioning even this fight, and they think that it's scripted or set up. But I don't think so. Iron Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is fighting for their pro record. I don't think Mike Tyson would even participate in some kind of scripted fight for him as on his pro record. I definitely don't see Mike Tyson just saying, listen, I'm going to let Jake Paul beat me and it's on my forever pro record. I just don't see that. But let's look at Jake Paul highlights. We're in the zone, war room.
We're in the zone, war room.
The biggest upsets of the year. Here we go, live from Orlando, Florida.
something Jake talked about a lot in his the fighter week was his footwork. Something that he worked on in this camp, really dedicated to it. Also told us that he's going to work on his punch value, upping it. He was able to throw 50 punches a round in his last fight versus Nate Diaz. That's right around the cruiserweight average.
You know, when you look at a punch on average, when you start with jabs and hammer jabs, looking at 4 to 5 punches per combination each time, he's always had good footwork. He usually uses it to circle out, and now he's bouncing in and bouncing out and trying to make Andre reach out on the back shot and get caught with a right hand.
We know August loves to go to the body. He's a self-proclaimed body puncher. Tyron, is that the key to the combination for Jake Paul? Go to the body?
Jake moves too much to go to the body, to be honest. Jake doesn't like body shots, but it's hard to get one off on him because he does have good footwork.
It's Jake Paul that's going to the body here in round 1.
Yeah, nice right shot to the rib cage for Paul, who's as loose as you could possibly be before a fight.
And I would say August is the opposite. It looks a little tense, it looks a little tight.
He doesn't look a little
looks like the lights may have gotten to him, so he needs to find a way to shake it out and make it through this round and take a deep breath and sit on the stool.
You know, I was wondering all week, how will Andre August come out? Couldn't get a read on the guy. He lands it right there.
But Jake got a body shot. They both landed hard.
Jake's doing a nice high-low variety coming overhand. He's really mixing up the combinations of punches. Andre's almost being a heavy bag. He's been a steel target right now. You don't want to let him get the momentum. You don't want to let him keep getting off.
There's that double jab from Paul that he's been working on. You know, in his last fight, August was able to cut the distance and get inside on a taller opponent in Brandon Martin. Not the case early on in this round. He's pretty far apart from Paul, not inside at all.
Jake Paul coming off that win over Nate Diaz. It went the distance. Jake promising that this one will not.
Andre needs to be careful about ducking down.
Oh!
This is over. He ain't getting up. He ain't getting up.
They're waving up. The problem child strikes again. If Jake Paul is feeling any pressure, you wouldn't know it. He is locked in as he gets ready to face Ryan Borland. 19 professional fights, much more experience, but just looking at him, Dan, people at home are saying, come on, Jake's going to erase this guy.
Say, don't judge a book by its cover. Ryan Borland's got quick hands, got power, but he's standing on a stage, the brightest of his career.
Here we go. Cruiserweight division, 8 rounds. The crowd already breaking into a Gallo chant for the cock of the walk here in Puerto Rico. Jake Paul, he's got a beautiful mansion right on the water.
It's Jake that's active early, firing off that jab.
Good
splitting the guard of Borland.
Yeah, good footwork too, man. Just bouncing around, finding his distance and his range, creating offense with that jab and that check hook.
Check hook is quick and it's powerful.
Ryan Borland's been fighting since he was 13 years old. In fact, a Golden Gloves champion and fought in the National Junior Olympics, turned pro at 25. But nothing can really prepare you for a stage like this. A good right hand to the body.
Big body shot. Ryan felt that.
And Paul's sitting down on his shots, letting go of everything right now. So far we've seen jabs, we've seen body work, a check hook as well.
I will say this, Ryan Borland's already doing better than Andre August did in Jake's last fight.
Well, Jake, he predicted a first-round knockout against Andre August, and this one he predicted a second-round knockout. Let's see if that's in the cards.
That right hook to the body by Jake is money. Landing clean. You already see that the side of Ryan starting to red up.
When I talked to Jake Paul before his last fight against Andre August, and I said, what are you working on in this camp? What's been the punch for you? And he said, it's the jab. I can't wait to show it off. He didn't have to show it off against Andre August, but we're seeing it a lot here in round 1.
And Jake has already lost a feather. The feather is in the middle of the ring. Nice right hand from Jake. Borland already been wobbled.
He's wobbled.
Ryan scrambling around.
He's on jelly legs.
He's got to hold the pace, Ryan. He's got to keep Jake off of him.
He's not throwing any punches in return, Gabe.
The referee already getting close.
Yeah, man, if Ryan doesn't throw anything back, The ref is going to probably stop this fight early.
It's all set up with that jab and the body work. Referee's getting a real close look.
Man, Jake's just setting it up so nice, man. He's going up top, going to the body, finishing strong. He's landing everything.
Missing with it, and there's the right that lands. Borland right now looks dazed and confused. Jake looking to end it right here, right now. And they've stopped it. Round one, knockout. Jake Paul El Gallo de Dorado.
Another first-round stoppage for the problem child.
Go.
We said that earlier on. We said he's going to be lateral, sticking the jab.
Might better protect themselves.
Ooh, great body shot right there by Jake.
Jake told us no one goes to Mike Perry's body. I will.
He's going to the body so he can set up the overhand right. Take 1 or 2 shots to the body, and if you see his hands drop, especially Mike Perry's left hand, Jake's going to look to throw the overhand right.
Very noticeable size.
Whoa, knockdown!
Told you.
Man.
Jab high, jab low, overhand right.
Good body shot again from Paul, and that has affected Perry. Another.
This is that moving target we talked about. It's hard to hit a moving target. He needs to cut him off.
And I think there's a cut on the head of Jake Paul now.
Yeah, both fighters are cut.
And now Perry's trying to bully Paul.
Mike Perry has come all the way back now.
That's the setup there for the overhand.
Yeah, that's the setup. He's testing him out,
jab
finding
high,
that
jab
range
low,
to the body.
overhand.
Power punches through round 3.
There's
Perry is giving as good as he's getting. Whoa!
Oh!
That got his equilibrium off. And the time might be now for Paul to end this.
Rope is a.
Oh, man! Whoa!
2, 3, 4. The referee taking a look at Perry, who's eating everything that Paul is feeding him.
The referee's close. He's paying close attention right now.
There's the jabs you were talking about.
Oh,
Tyron. Oh,
man!
that one caught him good.
I
Paul,
think that's the one.
right hand. This may be it. Right hand, and he's down for a 3rd time.
Oh!
And now wave it off. There is a new king of violence, and his name is Jake Paul.
Your winner by TKO, El Gallo, Jake Paul.
Jake very light on the feet, bouncing in and out of range right now. Starting out with the feints already. A southpaw versus orthodox matchup. We heard Dan Hardy talk about Jake having a lot of success with southpaws. And again, you're going to see an awkward style here from Nate in this fight. Jake's going to be very, very light on his feet, but when he plants and throws, it's going to be like the tank he rode in on.
Well, one of the things I heard Jake Paul talk about was his footwork. He had to improve on his feet, and we've seen that already. It's a nice, steady stance, nice little bounce in his movement, and a good jab, stiff jabbing. I'm sure Nate would have watched his fight against Tommy Fury, and though they're different stances, Tommy Fury could not miss with the jab. Oh, big shot, big left hook.
Nate might be in some trouble already. Big right hand to the body there from Jake Paul. And the left hand as well. Nate on the ropes. This is not where you want to be.
Look at the size.
Again, Jake Paul. He's all over Nate in this first round. Nate tries to clinch. Big left hook again.
He's in big trouble, Wade.
And he's, oh my goodness, he's wobbly right now, Darren.
He needs to keep those hands up. He needs to grab hold of Jake Paul. He's got to survive here.
You have to find a way if you're Nate to look to clinch because Jake is landing at will. We expected him to start fast here. And if you are Jake, you do want to remain composed because fighting and throwing everything out the window in this first round could lead to a later round shock.
We're not seeing either man yet throw a jab.
Look at this work inside here from Nate. This is what I'm talking about. These things can add up as the fight goes on, and he's in a spot where he can be successful. We saw this in the Chris Avila fight.
This is where he's got to be. He's got to be close. He's got to be tight. He's got to try and outwork Jake Paul. It doesn't need to be at arm's length, Wade.
And look at Nate walking around, talking to the crowd. This is the antics you get with a Nate Diaz fight, and if you're Jake, you can't fall into it. Just like he can't fall into range here, he has to be able to continue to box, not fight Nate Diaz. He has to box him.
Doesn't look good, that eye. Trying to get in the rhythm behind the jab, Jake Paul.
Nate having a better round coming forward here. And again, he's putting that weight on Jake. Some slappy shots. Just making him hold weight.
That's better work. Good work from Nate.
Round 2 in the books.
He's working the hooks well. Jake Paul. He's getting the reaction. He's getting that left guard across to try and protect that right. That's when you get the right hand straight down the middle.
Nate Diaz having some success here with the volume. Yes, they're tippy-tap punches, but they are landing.
This
And look at this.
Got to work. He needs to work here. Nate, this is good stuff. Keep peppering away. Keep working. Look for that uppercut. Good work from Nate Diaz.
This. Nate coming forward with volume. And a nice uppercut in the in-between again. Right hook off the break. Oh, solid right hand to the body there from Jake. And again, you're just seeing this clash as both of them meet in the middle, and it's one shot at a time. Who's going to land the big one?
This is good. The last minute or so has been really positive for Nate Diaz. Good work, good tempo, no real hurt or power in the shot. Yeah, let's go. There's some good uppercuts exchanged inside.
And Jake is just overshooting here, just a bit overshot. And look at the volume here from Nate.
Oh, good shot.
And again, are they the most damaging shots in the world? No. But are they scoring? Absolutely.
Yeah, they are.
Big deep breaths there from Nate as he walks backward, but Jake can't let him rest here. If you've worked on that gas tank and you have Larry Wade in your corner, you have to be able to get back on that jab and make Nate work.
Yep.
Because it's heralded about his gas tank. Swimming to Alcatraz, doing triathlons for fun, but he's also 37. And years in the game, at a weight class or 2 up from what he normally fights, you have to wonder, is he in that great shape that he always was at 55 or 70?
Yeah, it's down to Jake Paul to make him feel those years, feel that age. Again, moving on the back foot. Oh, left hook is down!
Left hook sends Nate Diaz to the canvas. Big time shot there from Jake Paul, and that is what you call a turning point, folks. Nate says he's okay. A minute and a half left here in round 5, and Jake's looking for the finish.
Oh, good right, changing the level, looking for the hooks upstairs, that left hook. Oh, right uppercut, big shot, the legs have gone.
He's hurt. On the ropes. Jake Paul pulling it on here. Nate Diaz is wobbly. Jake walks forward. Nate says, what now?
Wow.
What now?
Making life easy for himself, creeping forward. Like, I can't work out if this is kidology from Nate Diaz or he's really tired. He looks spent in there to me.
We talked about this earlier. Nate is so hard to get a read on because you think you have him hurt and then he just comes back like a zombie. But right now, Jake absolutely is putting it on him. After a big time round 5, a great start to round 6 for Jake Paul. And then all of a sudden, the announcer's curse hits me. And here comes Nate Diaz on the front foot.
This is where he's got to work, Nate Diaz. Got to be busy. Has to let his hands go inside.
Oh, another big left hook there from Jake, and he throws 3 behind it. Nate is unaffected, and now Jake looks to clinch.
Let him go, Jake.
Oh,
nice uppercut.
There's the uppercut.
That's the one.
That's the shot.
And Nate eats it, still walking forward. And again, the pity-pat shots from Nate, but they are landing.
Whoa, big right hand from Jake Paul.
And now Jake again looking to clinch. Nate working in that clinch there. Fair play, the referee's letting him. You got to take advantage.
He's landed some good shots in this 7th round, Jake Paul, but I would say it seems as if the power is slightly sapped from his shots. And you're seeing now Nate Diaz plowing forward, trying to be busy inside. Again, needs to be careful defensively.
And Jake is showing, oh, nice left hand there from Nate.
This is what we need. This is what we need from Nate Diaz. Keep that going. Keep that work. Keep that pressure.
And Jake is showing a smarter round here, though, than to be caught in exchanges and trying to trade. He's getting hit with shots, but he's also trying to stick to his jab.
Whoa, some good uppercuts inside. The crowd like this.
And here,
he sensed that the power is sapping from Jake Paul. Nate Diaz is coming forward, letting more shots go, working away inside. He needs to be busy here. Uppercut again.
Left hand, a little overzealous. Jake catches him with a jab. Double jab, Nate Diaz. Back and forth we go. Nate says, I'll take that all day and still be here. Oh, left hand.
He fell down.
Big round. Massive round for Nate Diaz. When he breaks Jake Paul's jab, he has all the success. It is all Nate Diaz, but when Jake is allowed to punctuate everything with the jab and then the right hand behind it, that is where Jake is having that success on the outside and then being able to move out. Look at the punches here from round number 8. Nate, more effective than any other round we've seen him in.
Yeah, he was busy. And this is what he needs to do. He needs to get close. Nice left hand. It's a good left hook from Jake Paul. Nice sickening right to the body again. He just eats those up, Nate Diaz.
And Jake again looking to that lead hand to try to pivot out on his bike here. Nate comes forward. Nice uppercut.
Needs to keep working. He's enjoying this.
And Nate's frustrated. He said he won't fight me. Watch him pivot out. He won't fight me. Look at Nate. Bouncing on the toes. Classic Nate Diaz. But you got to follow up here as well. Some short shots there inside in the clinch. Jake Paul shoves him away. Last 30 seconds here, round 9. Stiff right hand down the pipe.
Yeah, good shot. The left uppercut, followed by the right hook upstairs. Good pressure from Nate Diaz. Working, but back comes Jake Paul with 2 shots of his own.
Oh, right hand from Jake. And he slides away. Nate walks into another right hand. And here comes the flurry from Nate Diaz.
Another round where he's finished strong.
And this has become a dog fight. From round 3 on, technique be damned. Both guys are sitting in and throwing power.
Just over a minute, let's go. Big finish.
Oh,
there he goes, there he goes.
Shots. Nate throwing a flurry coming forward here. Statement in this last little bit here. Jake has got to solidify this 10th round because after that drop from Nate earlier in the fight, this thing has been back and forth through the entirety since.
Jake Paul just get behind the jab, throwing a double jab, skipping to his left. He needs to sustain this attack. Nate Diaz needs to get back.
We talked about it when this fight was in its inception. Who's going to want this more? Does Nate Diaz truly still want to fight?
Oh, big uppercut.
Jake is trying to fight for legacy. For the people that said he couldn't, Nate looks to lock up the guillotine there. He shows the gloves to the crowd, but there's still 10 seconds. Bring it home, boys. Bring it home.
Take a step back. Take a step back. Let him go, Jake. Here we go. Let's box.
And there it is. The 10th and final round comes to a close, folks. We're going to a decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, David Yakabuchi, scores about 97 to 92. Judges David Sutherland and Chris Migliori both scored about 98 to 91. All three in favor of the winner, the problem child, Jake